Well, how about another round of applause for Mr. Clark? Well done. Excellent. Well, our next artist, our featured artist, Jenna Nichols, she joined us last year for the first time, and she blew us away. She's a multi-instrumentalist, New York City by way of Woodstock, New York today, and she's got a lot of fresh projects in the works. She has some merch in the back if you're so inclined, and we're going to do two sets, another brief intermission in between. But Jenna is quite special. She has a very unique style, and if you haven't heard her before, you will be amazed this evening. So without further ado, Jenna Nichols.
Thank you, and thanks to Tom, and thank you guys all for being here. And I also want to just say thank you to John, who was just great. I was standing right back there, and his songs are great, and his singing is great. I so appreciate him being here. So this is a song that I wrote on an album of 1920s ukulele tunes. Kids really wanted that, so I had to put it out there. I could write a song about the moon. I could write a note to all the flowers in June. I could pen a verse, hum a line or two, but I'll always come back to you. I could travel miles of ocean, surrounded by the sky and nothing but blue. I could climb the tallest mountain, but I'll always come back to you. Oh, high, low, anywhere I go, will you remember that of anyone I know, you're the one I'd come home to forever, ever. I could run around and chase the world. The distance I could travel might offer something new, but when that day is finally over, I'll always come back to you. Anyone I know, you're the one I'd come home to forever, ever. I could chase the world. The distance I could travel might offer something new, but when that day is finally over, I'll always come back to you. Thank you. Thank you so much. This song is about the never-ending news cycle that I could never seem to turn my eyes away from. Yeah, sometimes it just keeps getting worse and worse, and you just have to turn off the TV and walk away. No good news everywhere I turn. Take me someplace where they've good times to burn. I gotta put on my shoes, find something to do to keep me from staring at the no good news. Yeah, no good news, no good news. Give me some hope from this downward slope. I need to find a hobby, build a puzzle or two. Stop staring like a zombie at the no good news. My marriage is wrecked, my husband's upset. He wants to put me on the next train to Kalamazoo. See, I'm rightfully stressed, worse than the flu. Gotta stop watching the no good news. Yeah, maybe I'll start by changing the channel. A drama right now might be too hard to handle. I like a little stand-up every now and again, as long as they can stay away from current events. Yeah, no good news, no good news. Gotta look away before it gives me the blues. The cycle keeps repeating, but I'm stuck like glue. Get myself away from that no good news. Yeah, no good news, no good news. Gotta stand up, step away from the tube, kick back with a friend, crack open the booze. Get myself away from that no good news. I dream of a place where there's no news required, where everyone's fine and we all can retire. Turn off the TV before the panic ensues. Get myself away from that no good news. Yeah, no good news, no good news. Gotta look away before it gives me the blues. Kick back with a friend, crack open the booze. Get myself away from that no good news. Get myself away from that no good news. Gotta get myself away. Do do do, do do do, do do do, do 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 do. Aha! Thank you. So, I am originally from a little town, sort of a little farm town outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, called Irwin. And there's a population of about, maybe 350 people. There's not a whole lot going on in the little town of Irwin. And so I knew that in order to do what I wanted to do, which was play music, I needed to get out of Irwin. And, you know, when you're a kid, you're just complaining about stuff and how, oh, this town's got nothing and all that kind of thing. And so then when I finally got ready to leave, I realized that all the things that I was complaining about were all the things that I was going to miss. So I wrote this song for Pittsburgh and my little town of Irwin. Start that again. You say it's just a little life, baby. Step into the light with me and we'll go together on our own. You say we're done with this tired town. It's time to go, it's time to move and let the wind lay your worries down. And oh, I still love this dirty old town, and all it lacks in latest styles, and its rundown shacks and its lazy hours. And you might think I'm crazy and I might be on my own. This town is my home. I still love this dirty old town. Oh, I still love this dirty old town. My friends talk about sinking ships and spinning their wheels, going nowhere. I know their fear of failure clipping at their heels. But deep down I'm a small town girl. Not like you, am shy, and I don't care about the thrills of a bigger world. And oh, I still love this dirty old town, and all it lacks in latest styles, and its rundown shacks, and its lazy hours. You might think I'm crazy, and I might be on my own. This town is my home. I still love this dirty old town. Oh, I still love this dirty old town. And maybe I could find my way to a bright light city where the people stay. They stay up all night after chasing life, but they won't have me tonight. 'Cause I love this dirty old town. Oh, I still love this dirty old town. Thank you. So back in Irwin, my best friend that I went to preschool with her, and we're still best friends, and she's got 4 kids now, and they're all like between 12 and 16, 12 and 17, I guess. When I was home visiting, they have a color-coded Google Calendar by child saying, like, who's gonna, and then they have a conference on every Monday to decide, she and her husband have a conference to decide who's gonna pick up who from where, drop them off, and then figure out how they're all gonna make it back every night and have dinner together, which is mind-blowing to me, but they figured it out. But just like listening to that was crazy. And so I asked her, do you guys ever get a second together to time together? And she's like, nope, but occasionally, you know, we sit on the porch and we'll have a glass of wine and Brian will have a whiskey or something. And she said, like, we end up falling asleep on the porch half the time. So I wrote this song for her. It's called Whiskey. You grab the whiskey, I'll grab the wine. Rocking chairs are swinging, keeping good time to the light on the water and the rising of the moon. Get yourself ready, I'll be coming home soon. Long day working, and you're covered in dust, falling through the door. Go wash yourself up, 'cause tonight we're gonna make it like fireflies in June. Get yourself ready, I'll be coming home soon. Time. The dogs are barking and the kids are crying. Someday we're gonna laugh when our ship comes in. just a whiskey and a couple sips of wine. Rocking on the porch, gonna be an early night tonight. While we're dreaming, you can dance me round the room. Get yourself ready, I'll be coming home soon. Get yourself ready, I'll be coming home soon. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. So right before COVID started, this gentleman approached me at a show, and he said, you know, I run a theater company, and I'm writing a show about a cowboy, and I'd love for you to write the music for the show. And I said, I've never done anything like that before, but I'll give it a go. And so, you know, I did a bunch of research and wrote all these songs, and then COVID happened, and then the theater company folded, but now I have all these songs. So guess what you're gonna hear tonight? I won't bludgeon you with cowboy tunes, but I'll give you a song. So this song is just about a cowboy who just loves being a cowboy. And it's called No Boots. No boots, no saddle, no rope, and no cattle, ain't no place for me. Give me a bronco to ride, let me sleep outside neath a cottonwood tree. Toss another log on the fire, let the cricket choir sing this old cowboy to sleep. Your white collar, take your dollar, make you holler, city ain't no place for me. Those are Union dues that give me the blues, I'd rather be free. Riding with the endless sky to a mountain horizon, it's all calling to me. Across the Texas sand, through the hills of Oklahoma, around the Rio Grande, makes for miles and miles of roaming. It's a rocky trail, but the air is sweet. You'd be hard to find a better life, the cowboys is hard to beat. Oh, coyote, antelope, and buffalo, the kind of folk I like to meet. Give me the horse that flies over suits and ties any day of the week. 'Cause the cowboy's life is heaven, and heaven's the life for me. Across the Texas sand, through the hills of Oklahoma, around the Rio Grande, makes for miles and miles of roaming. It's a rocky trail, but the air is sweet. You'd be hard to find a better life, the cowboys is hard to beat. Oh, coyote, antelope, and buffalo, the kind of folk I like to meet. Give me the horse that flies over suits and ties any day of the week. 'Cause the cowboy's life is heaven, and heaven's the life for me. a breather after that one. Woo! This is another part of the cowboy tune series. This is a song, this is sort of the ballad where the cowboy and the cowgirl fall in love under the moon, and they hold hands and they ride off into the sunset together. It's called You, Me, and the Moon. The world is asleep. It's just you and me and the moon tonight. The stars are aligned. It's a heavenly sign that the moment's right. Here we are, each alone, with no one to dance with. Maybe I could be the one you find romance with. I try to speak, I'm weak in the knees, and my words won't spark. You take my hand, I fall into your arms. I dreamed of this last night. Two wandering hearts unite. It's just you and me and the moon tonight. I dreamed of this last night. Two wandering hearts unite. It's just you and me and the moon tonight. Thank you. So during the COVID times, my husband had lost his job, and he went upstate. He was offered a job in Woodstock, and so he moved up there, and I had a job in the city, and I stayed in the city, and I commuted back and forth for about 2 years, and it was really tough, and we got through it. But you know, sometimes when times are hard and you're trying to get through it, you start spiraling in your brain about certain things. And then one of the things that was always nice was when I'd finally get off the train, he was always there to meet me, and it sort of made all the other problems go away. And it was always just nice to see him. So I wrote this song, and it's called The Commuter. Going forth and back again, up and down the Hudson line. My head's against the window as I watch the towns roll by. I'm hollowed out, rusted through, a worn-out tune that's been overplayed. Still I'm happy as I've ever been when you meet me at the train. Oh, back when we were young, our cigarettes and poetry in an empty late-night corner bar. We sang songs that echoed to the street. Years go by, we all move on. Are we happy with whom we've become? I don't know. I forget about it all when you meet me at the train. Now it's just me and you, a little town for two. I'm still hanging on to the city to see us through. Some days it's harder to believe. Some days we can barely breathe. Sometimes I look into your eyes, I see only love for miles and miles. Of all the places that I've known, you're the only one that feels like home. I remember how I love you so. When you meet me at the train, I'm going to admit this, there were some serious clunkers in that tune, but that's okay. I'm gonna do a cover song. Someone asked me to sing this song for a tribute, and I just loved it so much that I kept singing it. It's a Gordon Lightfoot song, and it's called Early Morning Rain. And I just love it. And a lot of the versions that I've heard of it kind of have like a little upbeat thing going, including Gordon Lightfoot's. And when you listen to the lyrics, it's you know, it's heavy. So yeah, it's a little bit melancholy. So I kind of tried to treat it maybe a little bit more that way. Ooh, what was that? In the early morning rain, with $1 in my hand, with an ache in my heart, and my pockets full of sand. I'm a long way from home. Lord, I miss my loved ones so. In the early morning rain, with no place to go, out on runway number 9, a big 707 set to go, and I'm stuck here in the grass where the pavement never grows. Now the liquor tasted good, and the women all were fast. Now there she goes, my my friend. She'll be rolling down at last. Hear the mighty engines roar. I see the silver wing on high. She's away and westward bound, far above the clouds she flies. There the morning rain don't fall, and the sun always shines. She'll be flying over my home about 3 hours time. This old airport's got me down. It's no earthly good to me, and I'm stuck here on the ground, as cold and drunk as I can be. And you can't jump a jet plane like you can a freight train. So I best be on my way in the early morning rain. You can't jump a jet plane like you can a freight train. So I best be on my way in the early morning rain. Thank you. Thank you. All right, we're going to try this again. I was telling John, I was going over the piano stuff before the show, and I was like, you know, it's either going to be good or it's not. Like, you can only do so much. So this is a song. My parents. I'm from Pittsburgh, as we've talked about, and I was living in Manhattan at the time. And my mom called and she said, "Jen, we sold the house." And I said, "What?" And she said, "Yeah, we put it up for sale and it sold the next day, and we're going to be out in 30 days or whatever it is." And I was traveling at the time, and I wasn't going to be able to get home and say goodbye to like my bedroom and my stuff, and so I was a little upset. You know, I grew up there, so I wrote this song as I was sitting at the kitchen table crying because I realized this is excellent material. So this is a song. It's called Home. It's gonna be a long ride home, longer than you and I have known. The windowsills are weeping to the scratches in the floor, for you and I don't live there anymore. Yes, it's gonna be a long ride home. Cracks in walls we used to call our own, they are sighing at the piano, playing songs from long ago, just trying to put things as they were before. Time will carry us away. I know the two of us need to go our separate ways, but it's hard to let it go some days. Yes, it's gonna be a long ride home. They say a house is just a frame of wood upon a stone, and we may pass this way again to reminisce, but to be sure, you and I don't live there anymore. Thank you. So, my friend Margaret, very good friend of mine, she said to me one evening, she's like, "You should write a song about me." I was like, this doesn't really work that way, but I'll give it a go. So rather than say, Margaret, like that's not going to work, I imagined that the two of us would be out in a little rowboat together, living happily, surviving on nothing but tiny little fishes in the sea. So I know it's bizarre. Work with me. So this song is called Out to Sea. Let's go out to sea in a rowboat, you and me. You take my hand, or we leave the land to the busy bumblebees. And if we tip the boat, we'll lie on our backs and float. Point at the stars, I'll give you my heart, all wrapped up in a bow. 'Cause you love me, and I'm all for the love of you. Yes, you love me, and I'm all for the love of you. Dee 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 dee. And as the tide rolls by, together we'll survive. We can dine on tiny fishes, some of them can be quite delicious. And everywhere we roam, we can always call it home. 'Cause you love me, and I'm all for the love of you. Yes, you love me, and I'm all for the love of you. survive. We can dine on tiny fishes, some of them can be quite delicious. And everywhere we roam, we can always call it home, 'cause you love me, and I'm all for the love of you. Yes, you love me, and I'm all for the love of you. Thank you. How we doing? We're good? All right, cool. This is a new song, and very new. I was in the bathroom, and so my husband and I should preface this, my husband and I have been together for about 20 years, and so I was in the bathroom, and I was pulling out my gray hair, and I said, honey, come in and get the ones in the back. And so, you know, he's looking, and he's pulling, and he's pulling, and he's pulling, and he's pulling. And I was like, come on. And he was like, honey, you're as pretty as the day that I met you. And I was like, oh. So it sort of inspired this song. And just want to make sure I'm in tune. I knew it. I knew there was one. All right, we're there. We're ready. Hey, my, you caught the sun in your eye. It's like a summer birthday surprise staring at you. Hey, my, put your hand in mine. Let's kick this stone down the road. Just you and I, ask you a question. Will you tell me everything you know? Can you hear my heart humming, baby, while I listen to you go on? Give me your hand, tie a string around it. This is love. So glad we found each other to have, each other to hold. I'm gonna love you until we both grow old. Pull out my gray when I turn 50, I won't mind, long as you tell me I'm just as pretty as the day we met. Gonna love you for looking at me like that. All my life, I could never get things right. It's a wonder I've made it this far all on my own. But tonight, I think I see the light, watching the stars in the sky dancing all around you. Ask me a question, and I'll tell you everything I know. I can hear your heart humming, baby, while you listen to me go on. Give me your hand, tie a string around it. This is love. So glad we found each other to have, each other to hold. I'm gonna love you until we both grow old. Pull out my gray when I turn 50, I won't mind, long as you tell me I'm just as pretty as the day we met. Gonna love you for looking at me like that. And the road we're traveling on, it doesn't seem so long when I'm next to you. We're singing our old song as we roll along, singing we may see sides of each other we shouldn't see, sometimes act like people we don't want to be, but I'll break out the boots in the stormy weather. You and me, we'll be in it together. Take my hand and tie a string around it. This is love. So glad we found each other to have, each other to hold. I'm gonna love you until we both grow old. Pull light my gray when I turn 50. I won't mind, long as you tell me I'm just as pretty as the day we met. Gonna love you for looking at me like that. Gonna love you for looking at me like that. Thank you. I'm going to do one more song, and then we're going to take just a little wee break. And maybe like 10 minutes or something, and then I'll play you some more songs. I hope you stick around. Do you guys know that movie Annie that came out in the 80s? Not the new Annie, the old Annie. Yes, with Carol Burnett, who is a genius. So when that movie came out, I think I was probably like 7, and I was obsessed with Miss Hannigan and Carol Burnett, and I wanted to be Miss Hannigan. And I would walk around in my mom's full-length slips, walk around the house and pretend like I was drunk. And my mom thought that was very odd. But I tell this story because I wrote this song with her in mind. It's just sort of like this vampy, want to go out and just be naughty for the night kind of tune. And I had always imagined her singing something like this. You're as bad as you can be. You bring that devil right down to his knees. Loving you I know ain't right, but take me out tonight. My friends are talking in my ear. They say you'll break my heart and then you'll disappear. Yes, they're probably right, but take me out tonight. I wanna taste a little sin, 'cause being all good is all I've ever been. So tonight, take me dancing. I want some loving and some bad romance, and I'll tease your little girl. Yeah, there's nothing more fun than your big bad world. Tomorrow we can set it right, but till then take me out tonight. Ba 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 ba. Come on and take me out tonight. Tomorrow we can set it right, but till then, take me out tonight. Thank you very much. We're going to take a little break.
Why you hurting me? Insecure.